guys, I forgot to look at the camera. Hey guys, welcome back. Today I really just felt like kind of hanging out and talking with you guys. I really felt like talking about some of the things that I wish I had have known before I moved to Canada. So I moved to Canada back in November of 2018 on the IEC working holiday visa. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really didn't do any research about Canada really at all before I moved. I feel like I literally just got my visa and got a job on a ski mountain and really was just like, I'll be fine, like I'll figure it out when I get there. And as much as I kind of did figure it out, and I think if you are planning to move to Canada, you really just will figure it out when you get here. There definitely just are some things that I really wish I would have known before I moved here. So I want to share these things with you guys because if you are planning to move to Canada, I think these will be really helpful. And I think they're just things that I wish I kind of researched or someone kind of sat down and told me about. But yeah, I'm really just excited to hang out and talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. So if you do like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, or if you're new here, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button below. I'm posting a new video every single Sunday, and I'm really going to be focusing on talking to you guys about my working holiday in Canada, my visa, and sharing with you guys some travel vlogs from the stuff we do over summer. So if you haven't subscribed, I feel like now is a really good time to subscribe because I'm honestly just really excited about the content that I'm going to be making for you. Also, I'm going to put my Instagram username here. I'm so bad at self-promo, but if you want to follow me on Instagram, this is my username. I post so many photos of our working holiday and our USA road trip we went on last year, so if you want to be Instagram friends, come follow me here. Oh my god, I hate self-promo. Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you guys that I wish I knew before I moved to Canada is that data on phone plans over here is so expensive. I honestly thought, and I know that Canada and the US aren't the same country, so I really shouldn't have thought this, but I really thought that the phone plans over here were going to be really similar to the phone plans I've had in the States. In the States, I feel like I paid like $40 to $60 and had unlimited data on my plan. So when we were moving to Canada, I really just thought I was going to be able to get the exact same thing, and that is just so far from it. The phone plans here, if you want a lot of data, are really expensive. My first phone plan over here I got through Virgin Mobile, and the best kind of deal I could get that wasn't like over hundreds of dollars was $50 for 4 gigabytes of data. If data isn't a big deal to you, I feel like this might sound kind of dramatic, but I spend a lot of time on social media, so I like to have a lot of data in my plan, and I feel like a lot of people just like kind of do. But if you don't care about data on your phones, the phone plans here aren't that bad. One thing I do like about my phone plan here in Canada though is that I can change my phone plan every month with Virgin. Back in Australia, once you had your plan with Telstra, that was pretty much it. You were locked into it for like 6 months or a year or something, but with Virgin you can change it every month. So right now guys, I have 8 gigabytes of data for $60. Which really isn't a lot, but I don't know, I feel like I've come a long way. So yeah, if you guys want a phone plan with a lot of data, just kind of be prepared to pay a lot of money, or be prepared to pay $50 or $60, which I think is a pretty standard phone bill, and just not get a lot of data. A good thing about Canada though is that a lot of the stores here do have free Wi-Fi, and it's not like the free Wi-Fi at McDonald's in Australia where you can't log on and it's like, why even bother having this? The Wi-Fi in stores and everything in Canada is actually good. So if you go to a Starbucks or a Tim Hortons or anything like that, majority of the time they'll have a Wi-Fi, so that kind of helps with the whole not being able to get a lot of data on your plan. But I feel like it's just really good to know because I was so thrown off when I got my phone plan. The second thing is that if you want to buy anything online here, you really need to have a credit card. I didn't get a credit card when I first moved here. I've just honestly never had one. I've been fine with just having a debit card, and I have struggled so much with purchasing things online. Even simple things like takeout or clothes, a lot of the time the stores will only accept a credit card. I don't know, I just feel like I've never had that in my life. Like in Australia, I was always fine just using my debit card, but apparently not in Canada. So there are ways around it. So if you guys don't want a credit card at all, which I totally understand, you can load a travel card up with money and then that will run through as credit online. But I still recommend getting a credit card because even if you want to go stay at a hotel, most of the time they're going to want to see a card with your name on it and they're gonna want it to be credit. If you go to a bar and start a tab, they're gonna want a card with your name on it. That's credit. So I really just do recommend when you get to Canada to get a credit card, which I honestly never thought I would say in my life because I'm really against credit cards. The next one threw me off so much because I really wasn't prepared for it at all. So Canada still uses checks a lot. My first pay here, I got given a check and I was so thrown off. I know what a check is. I just want to put that out there in case someone's watching being like, ugh, another young person. I feel like in Australia, it's just direct deposit and online banking all the way, like checks are out. Canada does use direct deposit. Once I got my check, I had it changed so that any other further payments were direct deposit. But just in general, I feel like Canada does still use checks a lot. I know some people who live here who only get paid in checks, like that is the only option the company gives them. Also, when we got to Vancouver, they wanted us to pay our monthly rent in checks. I feel like any way I say this is gonna come across mean, and I mean it in honestly the nicest way possible, but I genuinely feel like Canada just is a little bit behind on like the technology front. Like the fact that checks are still commonly used and that PayWave is only quite new to people and Apple Pay. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's completely fine and I absolutely love this country, but it is a bit kind of mind-blowing to me how behind they are in some of those things. I honestly am so scared that like a Canadian is gonna come for me in the comments and be like, that was so mean, but it's honestly just how I feel. The next thing I wish I knew before I moved to Canada was how high the taxes are when you're purchasing something. Now the taxes do change province to province and state to state, so I am just gonna put it out there that I live in British Columbia. I feel like that just needs to be the disclaimer for this section. Back in Australia, when you're purchasing something off the shelf price includes the GST on the item. So when you take it to the counter, if it says $5 on the shelf, it is $5 when you buy it. I knew coming to Canada that the taxes weren't included on the shelf price, but I didn't realize that there was so many different taxes and how high they were. In Canada, you have to pay on top of the shelf price PST, GST, and HST. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I just kind of want to let you know what those taxes are and how much they are so that when you come over here, you can be a bit prepared. The HST, which is the harmonized sale tax, and the GST, which is the good and services tax, they combine together and that is 5% on an item. Then you have the PST, which is the provincial sales tax, which is 7%. So when you go to buy something, not every single item, I'm not gonna explain like which items have all of the different taxes. Just assume that everything you buy is gonna have every single tax because I feel like it's better to just prepare for the worst. But when you purchase something off the shelf, you have to pay 12% in taxes on that product. I feel like this is kind of confusing, so I have a receipt from the other day when I went to H&M and bought something. I'll put the receipt on the screen for you guys as well so you can follow along, but you can see that the item price was $6.99, the PST, which is 7%, was 49 cents, and then the GST/HST was 5%, which was 35 cents. So all up, the shorts, rather than costing me $6.99, which was the price on the shelf, cost me $7.83. Now, I know that's not really a big difference, but if you're buying like $100 worth of groceries or $200 worth of groceries and you have to add 12% tax on top of that, it does add up. Honestly, you get used to it pretty quickly. When I first came here, it threw me off a couple of times, but now I feel like you kind of just know when you go to the counter that it's gonna be a little bit more. All right, and the last one is the one that I feel like maybe everyone knows and it was just me, but I'm gonna share it anyway because if you don't know, at least now you will. So in Canada, the tax financial year is from January to December. Now, I was so used to Australia being July to June. So I did my tax in July of 2018 in Australia, and I guess I kind of just got into the mentality that I won't have to do tax for another year, like it's over and done with. And then I moved to Canada in November. I started working at the ski resort, and in my first couple of weeks of working, they were like, all right, taxes, tax time. And it honestly just threw me off because it's something that I wasn't used to. It's not overly hard to do your taxes over here if you are on a working holiday visa, especially if you are working at a ski resort or a job where you are let's be real, like on minimum wage, not really making a lot of money. There's a website that I really recommend using when you're doing your tax that I'm gonna put below. It's called Simpletax, and honestly guys, it's simple and it does your tax and it doesn't cost anything. This isn't sponsored or anything guys, I just really want to share this with you because the first time I did my tax, I used a company that tried to charge me, and you shouldn't have to pay to do your taxes online if your tax return is really straightforward and simple. So I really just want to share this with you guys because I really highly recommend using it, and I would hate for you to use the other website I used and have them charge you. I guess just be prepared that when you move to Canada, the tax financial year is from January to December. I think it's good to know, especially if you are moving over for a winter season, because you will be moving around tax time. And I kind of just wish I had have known that I would have had to do tax so soon, because it's just a drainer of a thing to have to do, like let alone in a new country. I really wonder if everybody knows that the Canada financial year is from January to December and I'm like the only one who was shook by this. If you're in Canada, can you please leave me a comment below and let me know if you knew this or if this kind of threw you off as well. I don't know. I feel like I would rather just give you this information in case you don't know, because I definitely would have liked to know before I moved. Alright guys, those are the 5 things that I honestly just really wish I knew before I moved to Canada. As I was telling you guys these things, I came up with so many more in my head that I think I would have really wanted someone to tell me or me to have found out before I moved to Canada. So if you do want a part 2 to this video, please let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them below as well. Or if you don't feel comfortable like putting your question in a comment, or if you kind of just want to like have a one-on-one conversation and like hang out and talk or whatever, send me a DM on Instagram. I literally live in my DMs on Instagram. I'm always there, so feel free to send me something there and then we can hang out and talk. If you have liked this video guys, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I would also love it if you could please hit that subscribe button below. Anyway, I really do hope you liked this video. I really love just sitting down and talking to you guys about stuff. I really can't wait to make more of these like Canada related videos, because just if you're out there and you want to move to Canada, I really want to be able to help with what I know. I don't always think it's necessarily the right thing, but I don't know. I would just love to talk to you guys and kind of give you the information that I have. Anyway, I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Fuck. Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why?